In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to create spawn points in the Tactical AI Kit. Now, if you're wondering what a spawn point is a marker that's dropped into the game world that shows where an AI player is going to be initially created. So, I'm going to show you some that are already in this level. I'm in the box world map. If you hit F11 and go into the world editor, you will see these white ghosts everywhere. Now, these are what I use to represent spawn points, so you can get an idea of where they're going to be spawned. Now, since this map was mainly built for just cross combat, just firefights, I have a lot over here for one team, and then you can see some over there for the other team. Now, assuming that you want to follow along with this tutorial and you're in this map already, I'm going to have you delete all the spawn points and patrol paths that are already there. So you'll go into the console like this, and type in spawn1.delete, hit enter, spawn2.delete, hit enter, and then paths.delete. So paths.delete and then enter. So doing that gives us a perfectly clean slate so we can add spawn points as we desire. So first thing to do is, I want you to keep something in mind, is that there are two teams, 0 and 1. So by default, you, the player, are on team 1, and enemies are set up to be on team 0. So the idea behind this is that spawn points automatically go into two groups, spawn 1 and spawn 2, and since we deleted them, we won't see them. But they're automatically created. Anything in spawn 1 are the spawns for team 0, and spawn 2 are the spawn points for team 1. You'll get a hang of it in a bit, I promise. So, we will go into the Tactical AI Kit Creator. We're going to hit Alt-A, and when we hit the spawning tab, we're already there. So to create a new one, we're just going to create the simplest one we can. Let's press the Create New button. So don't touch anything yet, just observe that the spawn team here is set to 0. So that's going to drop an enemy here. Ignoring all these other settings, these are the settings for movement, initial movement, like patrol paths and wandering and whatnot. And this is for respawning. We're going to leave that alone for now, so hit Drop Spawn Marker at Player. So if we close out of this, you'll see that we have a little silhouette right where we're standing. And that was automatically added to spawn 1, which specifies that it is an enemy spawn. So since we're going to drop a guy there, I'm going to hide over here because I really don't want to get shot right away. Or maybe I'll hide over here. This works out. Okay. Hit F11, and I'm going to enable developer cheats. I have that here. That's what this window is. You can toggle that with this button. Developer cheats give you invisibility and vulnerability, things that you might need when you're testing out various features. So I'm going to turn on invulnerability so that I don't embarrass myself today. And now we need to spawn the guy. So if we go into the console, there's the one function for spawning. It's called spawn AI. So I'm going to type that in, spawn AI in left parenthesis. And now this takes three parameters: the team, the spawn point index, and the AI type. So the team's going to be 0. We're dropping an enemy. So we're going to hit 0, comma, and the next one to put in is the spawn marker index, which is the number spawn point it is. So not the ID number, but the index. And to see that, go into the creator, Alt-A, and we'll see down here it says the most recent spawn point we created uses the index 0 and is in spawn 1. So we're going to type in index of 0. Now you can see a spawn marker's index at any time by going into the world editor, mousing over, and you'll see that this one's called team 0 spawn underscore 0. The underscore 0 is the index. So this is index 0. That's what you use to specify which one you're spawning to, so keep that in mind. Alright, so we're at index 0, another comma, and the type we're going to do is 2, because I have 2 AI types by default. You can add more if you like. Type number 1 is the friendly guy wearing black like we are. They'll look like this. And type 2 are the bad guys in red. So, with that complete, I'm going to close the parentheses and hit enter. So we can see him right there. I'm going to hide over here and look at him with the observer camera. See, he's clearly in his non-alert phase right now, waiting for something to happen. So we can pop up and do that to him. So another thing I added in the Tactical AI Kit Creator, this is a new feature, is a button down here that says Drop AI at Recent Spawn. This drops a guy where you've just created a spawn point.
Hey, are you okay?
So he spawned on top of his dead friend. He's not too happy about that, so we will put him out of his misery here. Alright, so that's how that works. So right now, as you saw, when they're spawned, they're static. They don't move anywhere. So we have a few options for changing that. So what we can do is we can make them walk to a location run to a location, wander within like a set range of their marker, or follow a patrol path that we make. So we'll start simple. We're going to create a spawn point. Let's say we're going to create a spawn point right here. And once he's spawned, I want him to walk right here. So to do this, first position your player where you want the guy to move to. So I'm going to move myself right here, press Alt-A. I'm going to go to Create New, just like before, except this time, under Move Destination, we're going to hit this box that says Set to Player Position. So that gets our position, puts it right there. And then we're going to close out of this, and we're going to walk over to where we want him to spawn, right here. I'm going to hit Create New again, and it's already saved that Move Destination, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to hit Drop Spawn Marker at Player, and you'll notice that got updated. Its index is 1. This is the second one it's made, so counting from 0, that is the 1th marker. I'm going to crouch behind this box, and hit Drop AI at Recent Spawn. So you'll see immediately from spawning he's already walking over to the position we specified. Alright, so that works out. Keep in mind this is only going to work if you have the navigation mesh set up, so you shouldn't be skipping tutorials, I hope you're not. And, okay, so we have another option here. If we go back to creating a new one, there's a checkbox here that says, is high priority move destination. If this is selected, he's not going to casually walk like he just did. He's going to be running at full alert. So this is used for mainly scripted events where you want a bunch of guys to run out and surprise the player, or maybe you want them to storm a building, things like that. High priority move destination will do that for you. Okay, so we can also set patrol paths. So we know how to make them move to one position, but if we want them to keep walking in maybe a circle around an object or just back and forth down the hallway, we can do that. To do this, we are going to create a patrol path. Now this is very easy to do. Go into the creator, Alt-A, as I have said before, and press Patrol Paths up here. Now the first thing we're going to do is hit Create New Patrol Path, and that creates Patrol Path 1 for us to work on. Now the next thing we have to do is set the move speed before we do anything else. We're going to set the move speed to 0.25, or 0.2. Now this is the speed that they'll move along in the path, which is 0.2 times their normal running speed. I found this is a good speed typically. And I'm going to move to the first spot where I want the beginning of the path. I'm going to press Alt-A. I'm going to hit Create Patrol Path Node. And then I'm going to move, say, over here. And I'm going to want them to look this way and wait for 5 seconds. So Alt-A. For the stop time, I want 5 seconds. So in milliseconds, it's 5,000. Create the Patrol Path Node. And now I can walk to another spot, say right here, and I want him to wait for 3 seconds. And then that's the last node in the path, so it's just going to loop indefinitely. Now, I made the nodes see each other just by coincidence. If you want to have a node, say, where I am standing right there, and one over here, pathfinding is used, so you don't have to have line of sight or anything. Okay, so I'm going to walk over to right around the beginning of my path, and drop a spawn node to use it. So I'm going to press Create New, clear everything, set to defaults, and I'm going to, under Patrol Path, select Patrol Path 1. I'm going to drop the spawn marker, turn on invulnerability, and hide from our creation. Drop AI at recent spawn, and immediately he's going to start following that path. Now if he does what I told him to, he's going to wait there for 5 seconds. And then after the 5 seconds, he's going to walk to the next node, which I think I remember we set it to 3 seconds. And then he's just going to repeat this indefinitely. Now, if you want him to wait at the end of the path, you can just set the stop time to just a huge number, like 1,000,000 or something like that, and he'll wait there. So you don't have to worry about that. Let's waste this guy. The next thing I haven't shown you is respawning. Now this is extremely easy to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a spawn point. It's just a typical... Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him... pardon my speaking. I'm going to have him start right here. and then move right here. So as before, I'm going to set the spawn, or I'm going to set the move destination first. Create new, set the player position, and then I'm going to walk to where I want the spawn point. Right here, Alt-A. I'm going to set this to be a high priority move destination just so I can show you that and reset the path here. So I'm going to check is high priority move destination. That's going to make him run towards me at full speed. We went over that. So drop the spawn marker. Oh, actually no. Respawning. I need to show you this. So the main thing we're going to look at here is the value that says number of respawns. Now for this one, for this example, I'm going to have 2. So the first guy's going to spawn, I'm going to kill him. His first replacement's going to come out. I'm going to kill that guy, and then his second replacement comes out. Then after he dies, there's no more. So just 2 respawns. New AI per spawn is how many guys are dropped in each time a respawn happens. So that's good for exponentially spawning a big horde of guys. For now, I'm just going to leave that at just the default value, which is 0 or 1. Can be either of them. Drop the spawn marker, and I'm going to get in a position down here and spawn him. So drop AI at spawn. He should come running out here. And here's his replacement. And then his replacement. And that's how that works. Now to show you the exponential spawning with the new AI per spawn field, I'm going to drop a guy here and have him run out here. So set the move destination. I'm not going to make this one high priority. I'm going to set it to drop in 2 guys every time the respawn happens. Walk back here. Drop the spawn marker. And then we will ready ourselves up. AI recent spawn, and we'll see how this plays out. So 2 more guys. Should have another 2. It's easy to lose count here, but they're going to start coming out. I think there's 2 more back here. It does not appear so. He's throwing grenades at me. Here you go. Alright, so that's how that works. Now if I was going to spawn another guy here, he is not going to respawn. And he's not going to respawn because we already used up all our respawns. It's used up its full potential with the last round of guys we killed. So to reset this, I can go into the console and type in reset respawns. So that's the code command for that. Now I can drop in another batch of guys and do this as many times as I want. Whoa. I'm pretty sure there's somebody back there. Yeah, okay. Deja vu. Okay, so I spent a little bit too much time showing you that, but that's how that works. Another thing I did not show you is the wander range field. So if you want a guy to just drop in and wander within a range of a spawn marker completely randomly, you can do it that way. So in this case, I'll set the wander range to 1,000 or 100. Drop a guy, be invisible, and I'll drop my AI. Now at random intervals, he's going to move to a random node within 100 meters of the spawn point. Once he gets there, he's just going to repeat the process. He's going to wait for a second and then walk somewhere else. Alright, so on that note, that is the end of the tutorial. You now know how to drop spawn points in the Tactical AI Kit. setups patrol paths, respawning, and other cool features such as that.